You're going to find a lot of things that are different when hunting South Africa. We are continuing our safari this week with Shaun Keeny. We are going to be in his Kalahari concession, which he calls the Aragon. It's an expansive piece of property with a ton of plain games animals. You shoot a white blessed buck and you look up and say, oh look, there's some eland. I know every hunt can be unique in its own right, but the majority of the time you spot the animal, decide whether it is trophy caliber, and then you put a stalk on it.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents
You know, one of the fun things about hunting Africa is they have 29 plains game species you can pursue. This week, Shaun has talked me into trying a feat that's never been done on hunting television. We're going after the 4 subspecies blessed buck slam, all in one day. Oh yeah, and they're all gold medal. You don't want to miss this.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, Extreme Wildlife Adventures, Swarovski Optique, Yeti Coolers, and Barber Creek Shooting Academy.
We are continuing our safari this week with Shaun Keeny. We are going to be in his Kalahari concession, which he calls the Aragon. It's an expansive piece of property with a ton of plain games animals. Shaun Keeny had mentioned that he had the idea of a blessed buck slam, and the fact that maybe it had never been on TV that you got the blessed buck slam in one day. This got the wheels turning with Seth and I, and the next thing you know, I am on my quest for the blessed buck slam in one day. Another morning in the Kalahari, and I'm a firm believer now that every hunter needs to experience this. They never get old. Now Shaun, he gets a little old sometime, but his jokes thinks they're good, but they're not really that good.
I'm a stand-up comedian.
Well, you can stand up most of the time.
The biggest joke that I've seen on this safari is your shooting ability.
My shooting ability. The Aragon happened to have all 4 subspecies of the blessed buck. The copper, which is the most rare, the common, the white, and the yellow. And our quest was going to be to try to get them all 4 in the same day. I know every hunt can be unique in its own right, but the majority of the time you spot the animal, decide whether it is trophy caliber, and then you put a stalk on it. A stalk consists of Shaun with his sticks, you following him, and in our situation, we got a cameraman behind us. You try to get in position by getting the wind right. You put brush in between you to keep the animal from seeing you, and you try to get as close as you can to make a good, ethical shot. And Shaun is one of the best at getting you in that position.
Okay, we've got a lot of animals. It's a fairly open area here. Blessed buck, black wildebeest, springbuck. So we've got the truck to drop us off here. I'm gonna let the truck drive away, and then we're gonna stand here for about 15 minutes and just let everything settle down. And then we're gonna try to get Lamar onto either a normal white, copper, yellow blessed buck. So we've got options. Okay, we're just gonna move onto this big tree over here. I can see some black wildebeest and blazebuck. I see the blazebuck rams are still chasing the does, so I'll be up and down. Let's just stand there for a while and watch them and see what they do. Maybe we get lucky and a big ram chases a doe closer to us, and we don't have to do too much crawling.
After we'd been driving a while, Shaun finally saw some blessed buck.
Yeah, right now they're about 400 out from where we are, what I can see with the rangefinder. We could get closer. I think we can get closer. See, they're right behind these trees here. 160 yards. They're kind of standing, but I think we can get closer because the camera in the bushes. See, hide. There's a copper blazebuck. It's two. You ready?
Ready?
Yeah. Reload.
One blessed buck on the ground, and I had 3 more to go. This was looking good, and I was pumped to be hunting for the next 3.
This segment of Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Sport Ear by Axel Hearing Performance.
You ready? Stop on the side.
Ready?
Yeah. Reload. He's down. Let's have a look at another one.
After one blessed buck on the ground, I was excited after the adventure for the next 3. It was looking good.
Second one from the right.
We spotted a second herd of blessed buck, and as usual, when you're stalking with Shaun, it was no time before we were in range.
Ready? Hold on, wait. Two down.
That's
Two
2.
of the, 2 of the 4. I
In
like
one
when that
stalk. I
happens.
tell you what, that's nice. That's knocking them out in a hurry, or half of them anyway.
Coming in.
Well, that copper was gorgeous.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty.
he was in the scope, and it was just
He listened. Came walking through nicely there.
right. Yeah,
Stopped.
he played the script well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so 2 of the 4 down. We're trying to get the slam, and it's not bad when you're trying to get 4 to get 2 quite close to each other.
Close together, take a little pressure off.
Yes, sir. So let's walk up there.
I
Make
can't
sure.
wait to see the copper.
All right, beautiful.
All right,
Let's get them set up and let's get back on at it. See if we can do the slam in a day.
Very nice indeed. Oh, what a good looking,
Animal.
it's a good looking animal, man. That's, to get the slam of these is going to be really nice. It's going to look really good.
Yeah, see, this is the copper, so this is the most rare of all the blazebuck. You know, bless in the native language means white on a face.
Right.
So obviously they do not have that. They got the white on the legs. You know, so they're the only one that actually doesn't have any white on their face. It is the rarest of the lot, so one bad to start off. Got a good set of horns. Maybe should go around 16 inches.
Got the toughest out of the way.
Yep. Nice 115-yard shot.
Well, number 1 of 4, and number 2 is back there, so
Let's go see him.
let's go get him too.
Yeah, this is the common blazebuck, so obviously the most plentiful of the lot.
Right.
And yeah, when you drop the copper, next thing he jumped out of a bush, had a quick look and said, let's try to get a
Let's
second
get
one.
2 out of them out of the way.
And
That's classic one.
yeah, pretty ram, thick horns, good ridges, good tips,
Right.
nice mass.
I'm already trying to picture it on a pedestal or some type with all 4 of them on it. I think it's going to look really cool. You just take advantage of what the bush gives you,
Yes,
right?
sir.
When they give it to you. So this is nice. Thank you, my friend. This is halfway there. Can't wait to finish it.
Yeah. Let's see if we
Get
can
this
get
in
it
the
done
books.
today.
We'll do that.
That's the plan.
All right, well, let's get this thing in the truck.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Hoffpower Auto and Outdoor Stores, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, Sport Ear by Axel Hearing Performance, and Surge Pro by BioFac Crop Care.
Hey, James back here from Barber Creek Long Range Shooting and Hunting School. We're going to go over a topic that a lot of folks want to see, and it's cleaning. So let me kind of throw this out there first and foremost. I really don't think you have to clean your gun as much as everybody thinks they do. I let these guns go anywhere between 40 and 200 rounds before we clean them. Now, should you do that to your personal gun? The reality is my personal guns, I clean them about every 40 rounds. So it really doesn't make a difference. What you're gonna notice is when you start getting carbon buildup, copper buildup, and possibly even a carbon ring in the chamber throat area, when your velocities start going all over the place, you definitely need to clean the gun. One thing I wanna kind of fall back onto, like we talked about in an earlier segment, absolutely shoot your gun after you clean it before you go on a hunt. All right, let's talk about the gun. First of all, the bolt. We really don't do much to the bolt. Take a little bit of copper solvent, and you can use even carbon solvent. And all I'm gonna do is put it on the bolt face and spin it back and forth and clean all the deposits. Now we're running a suppressor. That suppressor will literally throw carbon back inside of my chamber here, and it will put a little carbon on a bolt face. Check the back of the lugs, make sure there's no carbon deposits on it. And then really, other than that, you can put a tiny bit of grease, lithium grease, on the back of the recoil lugs. And a lot of times we do that. I'm just not gonna do it here. Don't put a lot. I mean, if you can see it, wipe it off. That's all you need on it. So there's the bolt. Get yourself a bore guide. Run a bore guide down the receiver. We'll take off the suppressor. All right, you can get these from a few places, Midway and Brownells and other places. So these are actually little catchers for your cleaning patches. Real nice, you can do it in a house. Run a nylon brush, don't run a metal brush. Nylon brush, you're gonna run it straight through. You're gonna take a carbon cleaner of some sort, soak the brush. The reason we like these, cover it doesn't splatter. Put your thumb on the bore guide, run it back and forth about 20 or 30 strokes. And what I'm doing is getting the carbon remover to work, and I'm forcing it to start breaking pieces apart. Then what I'm gonna do is push it back through again, put a little bit more carbon on, and I'm gonna scrub the throat. The throat is what takes most of the pressure when the gun fires. This is why we use a nylon brush, not a metal brush. Scrub that throat up pretty good, break loose all that carbon, right? I'm gonna then take a clean cloth, rub it off, and you can see all that carbon on there. Take a jag and a cloth patch, and we'll push that straight through. Do that about 2 or 3 times. And now take the copper off. Run the brush through again. Copper solvent, soak the brush. Same thing, run it back and forth about 20 or 30 times. Okay. Pull that off, do the same thing. I am going to run another couple patches through. The reality is, folks, you don't have to clean this thing so clean that you can eat off of it. Again, before we hunt with it, we're gonna follow it up anyway. Now, if I was gonna put this away for 6 months, I would put an oil patch in it, take that oil patch, push it all the way through, and then run a dry patch through it, and that way I've got some oil in the barrel so while it's sitting, but definitely take a patch and run it through it before you shoot it to get any excess oil. Next, and just about last, get a couple of these Tipton Action cleaning kits, run this through into the throat area, and you'll see it gets a little bit of carbon that was left over and fluid that was left over from the cleaning material. This is the larger one, it goes into the chamber, gets the extra fluid out, and recoil bolt lock abutment area. So when this bolt locks, these recoil lugs lock into the area inside of the receiver that has the locking abutments. Little pieces of carbon and pieces of brass fall in there, so shove it in there, spin it, pull it back, and spin it around left and right, and you're scrubbing out that area that the recoil lug locks into. And you'll see, just from shooting this gun this morning, you can see the deposits that were left on there that would have been on it inside of the recoil lug area if we never cleaned it. And really that's it. That's all we do to clean our guns. You don't have to over clean them. Don't get overexcited about making them so clean that you can eat off them. You have to shoot it and follow it anyway before you go on a hunt. And really that's about it. You can put put a little bit of thread grease on there, high temp if you're running a suppressor, but that's it. Gun's ready, clean it up, get it fouled. James, Barber Creek Long Range Shooting Hunting School. That's another downrange tip. Thanks for joining us.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Capstone Precision Group, Brooks Barrels, Borden Accuracy, Trigger Tech, Revolution Safe Company, Safari Club International Foundation, and Browning Trail Cameras. This segment of Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue.
Two blessed buck down, and the slam was within reach. What a great start. Shaun said he knew of an area where the last two species we needed frequented. After getting there, we rode for a while, and it wasn't long before he spotted a nice herd of blessed buck.
We got really lucky and got two of the blessed bucks, the copper and the common. On the first stalk, we were driving back out, and we jumped another group of blessed bucks, and there's a white and the yellow in there. So we're gonna go see if we get lucky again, but at least try to get one of them.
Just go. Most of them have bedded down. There's still two standing. They just let them bed down. I mean, the closest trees to us are 300, and they're probably 200 behind those trees. Okay, we're gonna step out. It's a white one, eh? White. .240. This one coming up there. That's a yellow one there. It's not a good yellow one though. Let's shoot the white, right? Yeah, I think let's try to shoot the white because the yellow I think will give us a chance. He's coming to the left. Whoop! Whoop! Here he's coming left.
How far is it?
307. That tree that he's at, 307. He's going to come to the next gap. There you go. Good shot.
There was a great trophy in there, and once I put the STW on my shoulder and squeezed the trigger, the blessed buck dropped in its track, and I had number 3. One more blessed buck to go. One more for the slam.
I think let's get into this road and let's try to sneak up and whack that yellow. Because they're right through there. I mean, I can see them.
How far is it?
290. Yeah, that one in the middle of the screen. That one with his head down now.
All right.
You on him?
You ready?
When you're ready. Wait, what? You ready?
I just want to check my focus.
Oh no, they're moving. Let's just watch and hope. Okay, here he comes. He's walking right at the back, Lamar. So he's going to come into the gap. Here he comes.
See him right there?
Yeah. Hit him. Sit behind that tree. That was a bit further than 300.
Yeah, there it goes down.
Down. Well done.
Thank you, my friend. That
Blessed
is
buck
great.
slam.
Blessed buck slam. That looks like a good white blessed buck. Goodness gracious. I think that's longer than the other two. Look at the mass. The completion.
Slam is done. Yellow blessed buck.
Oh man, this is great.
Slam done one day.
One day,
On foot, on camera.
this is great. This is awesome. Couldn't ask for a better trip. You guys want a slam? Come to Shaun Keeny Safaris. He'll get you a slam. Ready?